What's good, BitRushers? My name's Kyler, and in this in-depth tutorial on how to mine Ethereum using Nanominer and Nanopool, I'm going to cover everything you need from start to finish to start your journey on mining Ethereum. Whether you're a gamer who's looking to offset the costs of your PC by mining on your graphics card when you're not gaming, or someone looking to set up a full-on mining rig and begin down the journey of professional mining, I'm going to cover everything you guys need. I'll have you earning ETH with Nanominer in just a matter of minutes. If that all sounds good, stick around and you know what to do. Tap on that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subbed to the channel, bell to be notified. You can find links in the description below for all of my social media and investment projects, as well as more information about what you need to get started mining here today. And here we go. So the first thing we're going to want to do is come to whattomine.com, and here we're going to be able to figure out our profitability for mining. Before we actually turn this thing on, we need to make sure it's actually profitable. We're going to earn some positive ROI. We're not just going to waste our money on electricity. We're going to go here and choose which graphics card we have. The one I'm going to be using today is a 5700 XT Red Devil. So we're just going to put the number we have. If we had multiples, 3, 4, 5, 6, you put that number in and you're going to check it. If you had different ones, you can also do that. So let's just say I had, 3 480s and a 5700 XT, right? It's going to calculate all that for you. So for us, it's just going to be that 5700 XT. Once you've chosen that, we can come down to the bottom here and we're going to put in the cost of our electric. This is about 10 cents, which is the average rate. Mine's a little bit cheaper. I actually only pay about 8 to 9 cents, like 8.5 cents. So I'm just going to put it at 9. We can do profitability for the last 24 hours. And or profitability for 24 hours, and the difficulty is going to be based on the last 24 hours, and I just put any volume on there. And you can just keep all of these exchanges on here. The exchanges aren't really a big deal, so just leave that as it is and click calculate. From here, it's going to update everything. You're going to be able to see all the hash rates under each algorithm. So under ETH hash is the one we're looking at. We're going to have a mega hash per second of 55. And the watts we're going to use is 130 watts. So if you guys want, you can calculate that yourself based on all of these different algorithms and which coin you're going to use. Or we can scroll down a little bit and they've done it all for you in a nice, handy, easy to use chart. We can see Ethereum right here is obviously the top coin. It's the most profitable, and that's the one we're going to be talking about today. We're looking at revenue for 24-hour period using that graphics card of $3.67 based on the current prices and hash rate and difficulty, which gives us a profit based on our electric rate that we already plugged in and calculated, and the estimate amount of electric used to be $3.38 profitability. We can then see, using the same graphics card and setup, what our profitability would be for each of these other coins if you'd like to maybe mine a different coin. So coming all the way down, they have all kinds of different coins you guys can check out here and view the mining profitability if that's what you would like. For us, we're just going to stick with Ethereum, so we have all the information here. We can see, yes, this is profitable. Let's move on to the next step in our venture. Next, we're going to need some sort of non-custodial Ethereum wallet. Any non-custodial address will do. However, I recommend MetaMask. If you guys aren't familiar with what that is, I do have another video kind of how to set up MetaMask and use it. If you guys want, that should be popping up in the top right-hand corner now and possibly linked below. But just come on over to metamask.io. You can download it. It's an extension on your browser, and it works for pretty much every browser available: Chrome, Opera, Firefox, and Edge. So whichever one you have, you can get it, and it just looks like this little fox right here in the top right-hand corner. And once you get it set up, it has all of your ETH. You can buy, send, etc. But the main thing you're going to need is the address. So once it's set up, we can come up here to where it says our account name, and we can just click to copy that address. We'll need it in another step, but make sure you guys have Ethereum wallet set up. MetaMask is free and seems to be the most popular. Next, we're going to come over to nanopool.org, and this is where we can find all of the information about the different pools that Nanopool offers, the different coins that you can mine here. And to be honest, I'm not sure why the website isn't loading right now. None of the logos are popping up and none of the information is in here that it normally is. So I apologize about that. It's nothing on my side, it's their website. However, I do know that this top one here in the top left, the orange one, is going to be Ethereum. So to get started mining, we're just going to click the quick start button. This will load up all of the information that you need to get going, and it tells you the steps right here. So the first thing we need to do is to download the Nanominer. Next, we're going to extract the files. We're going to configure the miner, and we're going to execute the nanominer.exe file to start mining. So let's go ahead and click the Nanominer here. This will open up the GitHub for the latest version. If you're watching this in the future, there may possibly be a new version available. This one's currently the Nanominer version 3.35, and it was released on April 27th. You're going to choose the one that you would like. Obviously, if you're on Linux, download the Linux one. If you are on Windows, download the Windows one. So I'm on Windows, I'm just going to choose the Nanominer Windows 3.3.5.zip. Once it's downloaded, we can open up that file. We're going to right click on it and extract all. It's going to ask us for a folder where we'd like it. I'm actually going to change the folder here, and I'm going to put it on my desktop just so it's nice and easy to find. And next, click extract. Coming back over to our desktop, we can see we now have that folder that it extracted to. We can open it up right here, and we're going to want to open up the config file. So you can find that right here and right click that and open. Everything above these, the wallet address, basically we can delete. So if you guys want, you can delete that. And the only thing we need available is the wallet. Another thing you can do to make it a little bit easier is they already have kind of pre-configured files for each of the coins. So if you know what coin you're looking to run, we can do that as well. So if we come to config ETH, we can see it has some of the information already set up for Ethereum. And if you'd like to dual mine XMR or Monero, we can click on this one and it has the information as well. Mining XMR is going to use the CPU, so if you're trying to do this while you use your computer, I don't recommend dual mining with XMR. However, if you're not using the computer and it's a dedicated device strictly for mining, you may want to maximize your gains and also dual mine XMR. That's your choice. Okay, so I'm going to start with the completely blank file here just to show you guys completely from the start how to set up this config file. I'm going to do it just mining Ethereum, but if you guys want, you basically just repeat the process, and I'll show you guys what that looks like at the end if you do want to dual mine with XMR. So the first thing we need to do is coin equals, and we're just going to put what coin we're mining. In this case, it's going to be Ethereum. Next, we're going to put what wallet. This is where all of our coins are, guys, so this is important. Make sure this is your wallet, a non-custodial wallet, which means that it doesn't change addresses all the time. It's the same address, and you have full control over it. Coming over to MetaMask, I'm just going to copy that wallet address from here and simply paste it in. Next, we need to name our rig, so we're going to go rig name. And this is literally the name of your thing. You can call it anything you want. It's just a way to identify it. So if you're a miner that has multiple mining rigs, you know, mining rig 1, mining rig 2, you can give them special names. So I'm just going to name mine test miner. And the final thing you're going to need to do is your email. Now, the important thing to keep in mind with the email is that if you don't want to receive messages every single time you make a block or something like that, don't put your actual email address in here. Put a spam address because it's going to send you messages like every couple minutes. The other thing is that your email is also doubles as your password. It doesn't do anything for your account other than changing the payout. So, you can choose how much Ethereum accumulates before you get paid out. And that's the only thing you need your password for. So it doesn't need to be anything secure. So for me, I'm just going to do email equals 12345. And so our password to get into our account will just be 12345. I'm not going to put my email address again because I don't want to receive emails. If you do want to receive emails, such as when your mining rig goes down or something like that, then make sure you do use a real email address. Finally and optionally, you can choose manually the pool that you would like to connect to. However, the great thing about Nanominer is that it automatically chooses the best pool for you. So if you leave that blank, it's going to automatically choose that, guys. Okay, so that's a really important feature. If you want to manually override it, you guys can look up those pools and paste them in the order that you would like them to be called. Other than that, we're good to go. We're going to just click File, Save, and this saves now as our new config file. Okay, now say you would like to dual mine Monero. What you're going to do is copy everything you have here and just put in a wallet for Monero. So it would be coin equals XMR, your wallet, and this is going to be a Monero wallet address, guys. So make sure that you set up a Monero wallet. That's outside of the scope of today's video, but if you guys need to do that, it should be easy enough to do a Google search and find a free Monero wallet you guys can get set up. Copy and paste the rest of the information from above, your rig name and email, and you're good to go. We can now click File, Save, and we're now set up for dual mining. Again, just to recap, it's coin equals, wallet equals, rig name equals, and email equals. That's all you need in your config file to get set up. If you want to dual mine, you're going to put a second one with the coin XMR and all of the information for that coin. For most of you, you can just worry about this top piece here. Alright guys, that's everything you need to get set up mining. The next thing you need to do to start mining is just double click on this nanominer.exe file here, and it's going to run the program and start mining with all of the files that you have set up and configured. I'm not going to do it here on my laptop, but I'm going to switch over to my PC and just show you guys an example of that now. Okay, so double clicking on the Nanominer icon will open up the Nanominer console window. If you go ahead and grab that side scroll bar there and hold on to it up top, you can see all of the information that we just entered as it's configured and set up. So you can verify all that's working, and you can see the pool that it's going to connect you to, which in our case will be the Ethereum US West pool. Next, coming back down, you can see that we are running, and we see the information says that it's not 100% accurate because the miner just started and it's still calibrating. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the information. However, you should be able to see now your GPU 0, and keep that in mind that's your first GPU. So if you added a second GPU, it would be labeled GPU 1, and a third one would be labeled GPU 2, and so on. So it starts with 0. And that's going to give you all the information about that GPU. It's going to tell you the temperature, the hash rate, the current power usage. In addition to that, we're going to be able to see the total for all of our GPUs if we had more running, and how many successful shares have been accepted and how many have been rejected. Once this is running and everything looks good and as it should be according to the information that you've entered earlier, you can just go ahead and let it run for about 10-15 minutes. You can see I didn't get my first share accepted until about the 7-minute mark with my 5700 XT. So depending on how fast of a hash rate you're running and how many GPUs, it may take a little less or a little more. So let that run for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it should have accumulated enough shares at that point that you're now able to check on the dashboard, because it takes a few minutes not only for those shares to be accepted, but then from the time those shares are accepted to sync with the web version of the dashboard. So, I really recommend about 20 to 30 minutes before you even bother checking, or it's just going to show up that it doesn't have any shares. So just keep that in mind, guys. Wait that 30 minutes after you've got your first share accepted, and you should be able to find your information on the dashboard.
To get to the dashboard, you're going to type in the name of the coin.nanopool.org. So in our case for Ethereum, it's going to be eth.nanopool.org. If we were looking at XMR, it would be xmr.nanopool.org. Now this also gives you all the information about the stratums and the ports if you guys need that information. I didn't mention that earlier. And if you would like to do the manual pool, the pools where you can get them, and I believe you can find some other FAQs on this page as well somewhere, not sure exactly at the moment. So you're probably thinking this is all great, finding the information about our pools. However, what I really want to know is where's the information on my miner. And to get that information, we simply need to search our wallet address in the top right hand corner here. So just copy your wallet address again and paste it in and hit search. Again, if you haven't waited the right amount of time, this is going to show up as empty. It's going to say it doesn't have any information on your wallet. However, if you've waited enough time and some blocks have been accepted, you should see something that looks like this. It's going to give you your current calculated hash rate, your average hash rate for the last 6 hours. So obviously mine was 0 for a while, so it's bringing that average down. The last reported hash rate here, and the balance, the number of ETH that we've actually mined. If we hover over it, we can see it in USD, which is 2 cents. Coming down, we have a graph which shows all the same information just in graph format. So if you guys want to track that, that's really nice that they have that as well. And then we can move it back by hour, day, month, all that good stuff. Coming down, we have the name of our workers. So if you had multiple rigs running, guys, this is where you name them. So test miner, it could be like test miner 1, test miner 2, whatever. If you have different ones, you'll see all of them here, and you'll be able to track them individually as well as overall for your total earnings. And again, we have our last share accepted. So 17 minutes ago, guys, that's probably like the most recent one. It does take about 15 minutes to sync, as I mentioned. So that's fine seeing that. We haven't got a rating yet because we haven't been going long enough. And then we have our hash rate here. So a nice little chart if we had multiple rigs running. Then going to payments, it's going to show all of our payments. We have the shares, which is calculating how many shares we've got per hour. And then the calculator, which just goes ahead and shows you everything, based on the past information. So it kind of calculates that out. The last thing that you may notice at the very top here is it says minimum payment is 0.02 ETH. So when your account accumulates that amount here in the balance, it's going to automatically drop it to your wallet. However, if we want to change that setting, we can lower that amount to 0.05 at the very minimum, which usually people like to get paid out the minimum amount as soon as possible. Unless you're a big miner and you have several rigs and you just want to save on gas fees by waiting until a higher amount, you can also crank it up. And so by clicking on settings, we can see right here that the minimum is 0.05 and the maximum is 20 ETH. Our current payout right here is 0.02. I'm going to change it to 0.05 so we get paid out as soon as possible. And to confirm this, again, we need our password, and it shows our email address because if you had set it up with an email address, it would be your email. Keep in mind that we didn't use the email. We used 12345. So that's what I'm going to type in here. Type in whatever you used as that password in the config file during the configuration step. Once everything looks good, click apply changes. And it's saying my password is too short. So you know what, guys? I may need to go change it to my email address and let it mine a couple blocks and then come back here. And once it's accepted the new blocks with the new information, I can probably do this and reset it. But that's how you would do it. I guess you do need a little bit longer one, probably email length here. So again, to change that, just turn off your miner, X out the box, go back to your config file, change that password to an email address, reopen up the miner by clicking on the nanominer.exe file, let it mine a few shares, and you should be able to do this process with the new password. That's everything for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy the content, you learned something, and you were easily able to set up Nanominer to start mining Ethereum.
If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, please do pound that thumbs up button, throw it on social media, share it with a friend or family member who anyone may like this content. Make sure you sub to my channel with the bell to be notified as I drop all my future videos. Members only will get you early access to most content. Happy crypto, let's get that coin.